All right, so growing up, there are so many kids who may say, I want to be an astronaut or I want to work for NASA, and just a fraction of them will actually live their dreams.
An even smaller number are African American. But did you know in recent years, 2 Black men have led NASA Glenn?
I talked to them about how they've launched the careers of many Black men and women and the historical names who helped them reach for the stars.
3, 2, 1.
The effort, research, and training it takes to execute this liftoff is by no means a one-person job. The work of several people helps a rocket like this blast into space. People like Dr. Julian Earls and Dr. Woodrow Whitlow. Both men spent decades at NASA, and both men served as director of the Glenn Research Center. Earls from 2003 to 2005 after working his way up through the ranks.
Each management level here at the center I went through, so I was really ready by the time I got to be a center director in knowing what was necessary from my perspective in each one of those positions.
But oftentimes he led teams and sat in meetings with very few people who looked like him.
Those days we were very large, about 5,000, almost 6,000 employees. Less than 50 were African American scientists.
So Earls dedicated himself to launching the careers of Black men and women. Among his efforts to attract and retain diverse candidates, Earls says he created the first Equal Employment Opportunity Committee at Glenn, rolled out a pipeline to hire students from historically Black colleges and universities. He also has 3 scholarship programs, all for HBCU students.
When it comes to recruiting and bringing more people on board of color, how important is that?
Oh, extremely important, because we want the best minds, and the best minds come in people of all races, both genders, and all political persuasions.
Earls was the second Black Center Director of Glenn behind Donald Campbell.
We have to make sure that we stop being so excited about these firsts. There are too many firsts yet to be.
So when Earls retired, he made sure he helped choose his successor, the 3rd Black director of NASA Glenn, Dr. Whitlow.
It's good to know that there's somebody out there that you can count on, somebody that believes in you.
And Dr. Whitlow had several people who believed in him during his career, including Mary Jackson, NASA's first Black female engineer, known as the human computer.
Mary is like everybody's grandmother. When African Americans would come to Langley Research Center, she would talk with us, tell us the ropes.
Her struggle working as a Black woman for NASA in the 50s was depicted in the film Hidden Figures, which showed how she fought racism while helping America win the space race.
She would explain to me, this is what you have to do. This is what really goes on, and these are the things you have to do to get ahead.
And as Dr. Whitlow got ahead, he says he was committed to lifting up other people of color.
I would personally go to all of the events, and I would look for candidates, bring their resumes back and say, hey, these are people, these are diverse candidates we ought to consider.
There's a lasting legacy both men leave at NASA Glenn.
It's not what you do as much as what you create. If you rise to a position of power and influence and don't use that power and influence to serve your people, then it's wasted power. You don't deserve the position. That's my philosophy.